I'm live. Hey, everybody. There's like 1,000 people here. This is amazing in my mind because I'm practicing what I'm going to be talking about here today. I'm just going to adjust my lighting here because that's a little too bright, eh? I'm going to be talking about visioning, dream work, all things connected to the new moon, and whatever's on your mind. If anybody joins me, I gave a little bit more notice this time, but I still haven't been consistent with these going lives. It's usually when I have a little space on my calendar and I go for it. And also, first of all, welcome to the Soul Nurture channel. Hello. Let me take a breath first, but welcome. Take a breath with me. Will you just put your hand over your heart? Welcome yourself to this moment. Drop into your body and let me connect to my body, my soul. And as you have your hand over your heart, this is just a good practice in general to pause, connect, but especially when you're going to be talking to someone like me that's about soul work and connecting with yourself and balancing the very real experience of a soul having a human experience. And I know we can get so mired in our human experience and all that comes with that: fear, doubt, worry, overwhelm, fear of the future, all of these things that arise in our human experience. So what I love to talk about here is how to connect with your soul potential, your soul wisdom, and balance the two. I'm not about transcending. I think that is a lofty goal and a beautiful thing to have moments of transcendence where you're really connected to the divine. But we do need our egos and we do need to navigate this human experience with what I call, this is how the distinction I make, the sacred view, the awareness that you're a soul having a human experience. So you recognize everything that's showing up is fodder, it's purposeful, it's helpful for you to grow through, to expand your potential, to reclaim your potential, to wake up. So thank you for watching this video. Whenever you do watch, somebody might pop in live with me, but the replay will go out tomorrow, I think if you're a subscriber, you'll get a notification right away. So if you are not a subscriber and you're just popping in, see this woman sitting with a beautiful bouquet of flowers that I bought for myself today. It's so funny. I bought them. I was on my bike ride and I live in a small country town, small-ish. It's getting bigger by the minute. It was the best kept secret for a while, but people are now learning about this little sanctuary haven on the Olympic Peninsula in Washington. It's So anyway, riding my bike past one of my favorite flower farms, and one of the women who owns the flower stand, the farm, was putting out her flowers, and I usually have to wait until August or September for my dahlias. Hello, but they were out today. So what's so ironic or synchronistic, and perfectly synchronistic, is that I was thinking about this new moon more. Like, I did my video, and do watch that video because if you watch to the end of that video, you may get an opportunity for something. If you're interested in my work, I'll just say that. Just watch to the end and listen to what you need to do. Okay. So, but today I thought this morning when I was feeling into this new moon, and I remembered that I completely forgot to talk about the Uranus aspect and the Neptune aspect. So I want to talk about those. Also, Mars opposite Saturn. There's a lot going on, my friends. There is a lot. So gather around. Let's chat, shall we? First of all, I always love to start at the beginning to ask you how you're doing. And truly, I really want you to feel like when you click on my videos, I want you to feel as if you're being invited to pull up a chair with me. All the jobs I ever had, I would say mostly before I actually got on my journey to be a spiritual teacher, transformational hypnotherapist, soul guide, which has been 25 years plus. I never know when to count that. Was it when I first, I graduated from hypnotherapy training about 22, 23 years ago, but was starting in other ways. And let's face it, if you're called to this path as a teacher, you're usually doing some similar work just organically. So my entire lifetime, I came into this lifetime to do this, but I would always be like the office that people would drop in to chat with me and ask, you know, can I just sit here for a minute? It's so calm around you. And the funny thing is, back in those days, it wasn't calm on the inside. It was always racing and going. But I did always have a pretty calm exterior where people felt invited to sit with me. And that is what my clients reflect on a lot when they come, even on Zoom, which is primarily where I'm working now. They feel instantly calm and often instantly connected to what's present for them. A lot of times people sit down and start crying. And I used to say, it's okay. If you have issues, I have tissues, because that was my joke. But the truth is, I'm always honored when someone feels that safe with me to just start crying. And, we all may be feeling that with this Cancer moon, which is already moving off. It's, off of Cancer. It's moving towards Leo. The moon will be moving into Leo this evening. Let me look at my notes here. At 9:39 p.m. So, but we do have technically 3 days before and 3 days after a lunation, like the new moon or the full moon. So plenty of time to still work with setting intentions. And I think if you don't set intentions or kind of look at the blank slate for this new lunation cycle, I think you may, if you listen to this video, because I'm going to talk about some of the things that are present and possible. And it may just open something in you that you weren't thinking about. And then you're like, maybe that's my intention, right? There's a big theme with this new moon about, especially with the nodes have shifted. So the North and South node have been in Taurus, North node in Taurus, and the South node in Scorpio for 18 months. I want to make sure I say that right, because on my last video I said 19 months, because in my brain I was going to say two separate things, and this is what happens with me. I'll just smash it all together, and it's one thing. And some people can translate that. This is what I call soul talk, because all the words don't come. So I try to slow down. So 19 months around there for when nodes shift into the previous signs, because the North and South node are always in retrograde. So they go backwards, right? So Taurus back into Aries now, North node, and then the South node is in Libra. They're exactly opposite, right? The nodal axis. And 19 years is when they go back into the same sign. So some of you may be having North node return in Aries this next 18 months. So let me just peek over here, because I am going back and forth. Nobody here yet. Okay, so I'll go back to my notes and then I'll look for people in a bit. Okay, so how are you doing? How are you feeling? I certainly did feel a shift today, especially when the nodes shifted. I'm pretty sensitive, and I think I've been feeling into this possibility of what we may be experiencing with this new moon and with this new 18-month journey with the North node in Aries. If I had to say a theme, the theme is really prioritizing your own self-love, your own self-care, your own soul potential. Where have you been neglecting your soul potential? Where have you been not nurturing yourself? What does it even mean to nurture yourself, or as I call myself a soul nurturer, to nurture your soul potential? What does that mean to you? Do you have any idea? Are you doing it? This is a time, especially with North Node in Aries now, which is a way to kind of be the warrior for your own journey, your own life. Okay. I suspect, I was thinking about this morning, and I saw, I do watch People, or not watch, I click on the People website or whatever it is, um, their news stream. Occasionally, I can't help it. I'm from California. I was an actress years ago. I still love the entertainment industry. And I I thought, oh, how interesting. Today there were two, major breakups in the entertainment industry. And hey, Megan, welcome. Okay, someone's with me. Anyway, notice that there were two major celebrity breakups today. And I thought, here we go. Because with the North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra, the theme is breaking up with codependent patterns. Do you know what codependent patterns are? I have a simple definition. Codependency is when you do not know how to meet your own needs and your wires are crossed, and I'll talk about that in a moment. And so you're glomming onto somebody whose needs you can identify with the hope that if you meet their needs, they'll meet yours. And it's manipulation, and it's neglecting one's needs, putting all the energy towards the other person and hope that you'll get your needs met. It doesn't work like that, right? It does not. So I feel like this is a big wake up call, especially also the aspect I didn't talk about in my previous video is that, let me go back to my notes, and then I'll chat with you if you want to chat. If you have any questions, please let me know anytime. It's, we are in a huge transformational cycle, have been for a while, are continuing, will be for the rest of our lives, not as intense as today. And we have pockets of intensity, like the bigger waves that are overwhelming, but they are trying to get us to a new shore, to evolve forward, to compassionately course correct if we're off track. And that's especially with the nodal shift. It's like, where are you off track? You're going to get a boost of energy wherever Aries is in your chart. But in general, we get to borrow that energy of the North Node of Aries, trying to move us towards our destiny, our mission. So you may be feeling, it's time to be more independent. It's time to be more, dare I say the S word, selfish, because it's not a bad thing. Selfish is another way of saying I'm for myself. I'm for my soul potential. So, let's see, I'm sorry, I was starting to look for something. This is really important to consider. First of all, learning to nurturing ourselves can be challenging. Learning to unhook from those patterns of I'll take care of others before I take care of myself, in the hopes of getting that need met. It takes a lot of reprogramming, rewiring, doing it differently. So I think we're going to get a boost with the nodal shift here. And also, Venus is going retrograde on July 22nd. And when that happens, the sun goes into Leo. So we're going to be moving quickly because, again, the moon goes into Leo later today. And on the 22nd, we're going to be moving into Leo season. So I feel like this is the last bit of being aware of how you're taking care of yourself, how you're nurturing yourself, or how you're not. And I did want to say this about, in particular, I have a soft spot for women in particular, and men too, but women in particular who did not grow up with a mother, or say their mother was an absentee mother, or wasn't available because they were an addict, or through death or through circumstances, the daughter or son. But I really want to speak to motherless daughters, or women who have felt neglect, or unmothered. They feel unmothered, okay, or have the mother wound. Oh, hi, Megan. Okay, well, I'm sending you love. Thank you for being with me. I'm glad that you have a special computer that allows you to be here while you're in the group home there. So sending you so much love. So much love. Okay. And I hope I have something that offers something for you today, okay? So, when you were not mothered in a way that you needed, let's just say that, and I always say we do not blame our parents, for they do the best they can with the programming they received. And if, say, your mother did not do her own inner work or soul work, well, she may be giving. I make this distinction. We're either giving from our empowered self, our healthy self, or our wounded self. And the wounded self is a self that has not learned that uh, we're responsible for getting those needs met. We're responsible for our own healing. So a wounded mother doesn't know how to give what she doesn't have, what she never received. So, but back to ourselves, because this is what soul work is all about. We take personal responsibility for our lives, for our potential, and we let go of, especially with the new moon in Cancer, which can be, you might be aware, Cancerian or Cancer energy can have a lot of resentment, resenting, having long years and years of resenting someone, maybe your parents, maybe your mother. And that's not helpful, right? Anytime we have resentment, it blocks our potential. It's very similar. There's a little gnat flying around me, so, or a fruit fly. It's all the toxic emotions, resentment, all that. But it's kind of like that old saying, like anger. Who said it? Was it? I don't remember, but it is anger, and I would say resentment are like swallowing poison and expecting the other person to be hurt. It's so it's you're holding on to this emotional energy, resentment or anger that is towards someone else, but you're holding it. And so who's it hurting? It's hurting you. So nurturing ourselves means we clear all that out. We say, you know what? I'm going to let go. And this is where forgiveness work is really good with resentment. Got to forgive, let go, and then take over for wherever people have let you down for your own needs. Okay. Okay. So I want to go back to my notes for a minute here. Okay. So this time, then, this is a time, new moons, we set intentions. We look at our patterns. We look at what we want to call in. And especially, we have a Neptune aspect that I want to get to. And also, Uranus is in the picture here, too. But so, Moon is in a sextile with Uranus. And then, where's my Neptune? And then, gosh, opposition to Pluto, which I talked about on my other video. So you can go check that out. I wanted to look at Neptune. Where is Neptune? Neptune. Well, it's not coming up on my notes. Oh, here we go. So, no, it's not coming up. Okay. Anyway, Neptune. Okay, is in trine. Hello, could figure this out. In a strong trine to the sun. Okay, so I want to talk about this because I touched on it in the last video, but it's so important and I couldn't believe I missed it. That Neptune, whenever Neptune joins the transformational facilitation party, as I think of the planets and the aspects, every planet, every sign, every aspect, they're part of our transformational team. They're the support we need to break free from limiting patterns, to see where we're off track with our own potential, to help us, assist us in evolving and growing, right? So when we have Neptune in the picture and it's trine to the sun, which is our identity, our vitality, we may be feeling called into more of a visioning time, or having more vivid nightly dreams. So I really do want to encourage you to pay attention to your nightly dreams. Do you like pay attention, and then do you write them down, or do you collect them or catch them? and then try to sit with them to see what is that soul communication from your dreams. Every night we're getting messages, okay? This is also a good time for creativity, for writing poetry. Poetry is another way for helping you to get in touch with your soul wisdom. Have you ever written a poem or lyrics for a song, or even read a poem or heard a song that really, really opened you up? That is our soul communication, right? So it's another good thing to do is a soul collage. Same thing, soul collage, like a vision board, but it's more specific to just picking a few images that you are randomly selecting, that you're drawn to, that there's something about the image, and then you let the image speak to you and share a message with you. And then of course vision boards, but I call them vision actionary boards, because you want a vision for what's possible still. And this is what we do at a new moon. It's a perfect time, especially with this Neptune aspect. What do I still desire that's not in my world? What am I desiring to feel, experience, manifest? So you create your vision board, but then you do work with someone like me, because you got to update your subconscious mind to align your vision with the subconscious material in order to be supported. So I call it a vision actionary board, because it's not magic. You do a vision board, but you must align your soul potential with your subconscious mind and take action. Okay. All right. So what else have we got? I'm just going to pop over here. Okay. Okay. Nice comment there, Megan. Sometimes I'm angry from the past when learning to live in love. Beautiful. So letting go of anger, forgiving others, forgiving yourself. And then when you do that, and forgiveness, by the way, is a cleansing thing that we do over and over again. Anytime you feel the anger come back, forgive yourself, forgive them. And I love that you love to write, draw, and sing. Hey, that's what we're talking about, Megan. Good job. How does that help make you feel after you write or draw or sing? Do you notice a difference? Do you feel a shift? Let me know how that feels. Okay, I'm going to go back to my notes, Megan. And if anybody else joins me, I'll be checking comments. But I want to stay on track here. I want to make sure I get all this information out to you. So how many of you do work with a vision board, and how do they work for you? And have you noticed, I wonder, when you do a vision board that like the vision board isn't activated or nothing happens? Well, think of it this way. Your subconscious mind needs to have supportive information to activate that vision board. So I teach a whole class on this called the Sacred Soul Visioning class. One of these days, I'm going to get it back online platform. I had a platform that I had for years, and then they went out of business. So I lost all my work that I put up there. So I need to figure out another way to do that. And it might just have to be through my website, so that doesn't happen to me again. Okay. So we do know, I talked about Pluto is opposite the moon, and also still opposite the sun, but the exact opposition isn't until Thursday for the sun. But then also Pluto is squaring the node. So there's just a lot of deeper call to deeper work. I know you're tired of this, but it's where we're going. It is a rebirthing cycle. I was thinking about this morning, because I've been working with a lot of young women, supporting them in their actual birthing babies into the world. And one already had a baby. I've got my niece is also expecting a baby, and another young woman, good friend, that I've just been coaching. I was trained in hypnobirthing and consulted at the hospital years ago. So every once in a while, I get my tool bag out to help young moms to prepare for their birthing experience, which is a natural and beautiful experience, especially when we get out of the fear stories that the subconscious mind has collected through movies or other people's stories. So it's a reclaiming of that potential. But I was thinking about it. This is when I also create these custom recordings. I call them guided birthing support. And the last one I did, I thought I need to do one for myself because I am going through a rebirthing cycle. And anybody else feel that way? I imagine you do, because we're still in this, okay, another push, another push. And so, how oftentimes on the spiritual journey, you'll hear people say, just breathe, just breathe. Well, sometimes just taking a deep breath and pausing isn't enough. You need to practice the birthing breath, which is deeper and more focused and with intention. And so there's actually one of the breathing patternings with birthing is called the J breath. And it's where you breathe in and imagine like a J, breathing in all the way through your abdomen and then breathing out through your body, right? And I love that breath work for just intentional setting, just wanting to bring energy through me and out through me, right? But truly, we are rebirthing ourselves in order to support the collective in rebirthing, okay? All this division, all the stuff going on the external, chaos precedes what? Change and transformation. So chaos, if you can interpret as, okay, chaotic times means lots of changes are coming, okay? And even though we're not happy with what is, people don't like to change. Have you noticed? But these times require a lot of shifting, a lot of changing, a lot of letting go of what was, and inviting and emerging and birthing in new ways of being and new possibilities. So, yep, this new moon is inviting us to take a deeper look at all of these things, okay? And then I did touch on this in the last video, but with Venus in Leo going retrograde on the 22nd through September 3rd, this is a time to really review. And again, I'm connecting the dots to how are you loving yourself? Of course, we think about Venus, we think about love, we think about relationships, but you cannot have a healthy relationship with someone else until you have a healthy relationship with you. So this review, this retrograde period in Venus, I invite you to look at where you can love yourself better. I'm listening to that Miley Cyrus song over and over again today. Listen to it if you don't know it. It's such a great song. It's called Flowers. I can buy myself flowers. I can take myself dancing. I can love me better than you can. Excellent song. I love it. Good job, Miley. I don't know if she wrote it, but good job. Excellent. So it's that place of shifting in your review. It's a new moon, yes, but we're being taken deeper to what isn't working in the way you love yourself, what isn't working in terms of how you're showing up for yourself. Are you neglecting yourself? Or are you loving yourself? Now, I say this over and over again. We tend to treat ourselves the way we were treated as children. I know that's hard to believe, but we're programmed. Remember, we're wired. We have a file in our mind. What does love look like? And our parents are our first loves. And when they aren't available in the way that you needed, then there's an unconscious loyalty bond that gets wired in. It's almost like, okay, I'll neglect myself so I feel connected to my mom. I'll abandon myself so I stay connected to my dad. And we really need to stay as conscious as possible to ourselves, the way we would be to someone we're just getting to know. When you go on a first date or a job interview, you're on your best because you're super conscious. You're in your prefrontal cortex. You're being mindful of what you say and what you do and how you do it and how you show up. We require that for ourselves, for our own healing. Okay. So I think that's all I have. Let me look at the notes here from Megan. Okay. Makes you feel better about yourself and helps you stay calm and focused. Wonderful. You love meditation and inner work. Oh, and you love my videos so much. Thank you, Megan. That's so beautiful. And a lot of patience. I can imagine what you're telling me about your life experience. You're a saint of patience. I send you so much love. I just can imagine what a sweetheart you are, and how much patience and how much love you have to generate, to cultivate, to, navigate your world. Okay. One last peek at my notes, and then I think I'm going to have to peace out. Oh, actually, I'm going to do a quick meditation. I forgot my own plan here. Okay. So let's see if we got everything covered. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. So that Uranus, I didn't talk about Uranus. So the Uranus aspect, that this could be, great insights to things that you've been sitting with. Like, what do I do about this? What do I do with, Uranus in sextile to the moon. I think it's connected to Mercury too. I have to look at that, but Uranus wants to awaken us, to break us through, break free from something that's limiting, that's keeping us stuck. Maybe it's old emotional patterns. Wants to innovate, take you on a new journey. Okay, let you just shed all that old stuff. And I wanted to speak about shedding because Mars in Virgo also. I wonder, similar to the rebirthing idea, it's like another push, another purge to emerge. I have a good friend, Julia Anderson, who is excellent at coming to your house or coaching you via Zoom on how to shed and let go of things. And I'm trying to get better. I try to always shed because I live in a fairly small place and I have to. But I really have felt the urge more. And I wonder if any of you have felt the urge to let go of more things, especially with Mars and Virgo. Wants to get practical about what it is you have and what you're doing so that you can streamline your energy and be more efficient with what you're doing day to day. I dropped off some things at Goodwill today, and there was a woman in front of me. I actually congratulated her because she was in front of me. She had about 10 to 15 bags full of clothes. And I said, "Good job purging." And she said, "Yeah, I needed to do this." Right. So it's time for that as well. Okay. So I'm going to take us through a quick little guided meditation, and so that we can prepare our minds, set our intentions for what's possible in the future. A few other things I wanted to touch on, that this has been a time, again, to talk about the resentment or any place you felt maybe even some depression or grief. Pluto can bring up that with this Cancerian moon. And again, it's a rebirth and a transformational cycle. So it can feel challenging. There can be an ending to a new beginning, and we have to trust those. We have to trust those shifts, that everything that's happening is clearing our path forward to higher possibilities for all that we desire, so that we can be the star of our own life, which is coming up in Leo season. Okay. So let's just drop in for a few moments, and then I'll put this in a timestamp of where the meditation is for those who want to come back to this. Okay. So let's just take a moment to turn within, to turn away from the external world to our inner world. So I invite you to just close your eyes and drop inside with me, dropping into your own inner world through your body, taking a moment just to notice your inner world, what you're present to. I invite you to breathe into your heart space, to gather some compassion for yourself, some compassion for your journey, compassion for whatever you're experiencing right now that might be heavy or challenging. Breathing into your heart to activate more acceptance for yourself. Acceptance for where you are and the circumstances you are in. That doesn't mean you'll be there forever. It just means you want to embrace yourself with acceptance, because in acceptance we soften, we relax. Our soul can show us a new way, a new perspective. Even if our circumstances are exactly the same, we see it differently. So breathing in to your heart space and also activating more self-love. What would that feel like? what would that look like? So just being aware of your heart, compassion, acceptance, and love. And then now notice what else you're holding in your mind that is not loving, that isn't accepting, that is judgmental perhaps. Just noticing, but now with that sacred awareness that I have some soul medicine here. I have some self-love, some self-acceptance, some self-compassion that I can flow through my body, mind system and dissolve all that isn't supporting me. And just imagine flooding your body with love, acceptance, compassion. And breathing in and exhaling everything unlike it. Let it go. I love to think about the waves of an ocean when we're practicing breath work. Breathing in like the water receding, breathing out, the water comes to shore, washing the shore clean. In fact, this comes to mind an old meditation I used to do. I want you to imagine, let's be at the beach together. And I want you to imagine writing in the sand as the water goes out. Some things you'd like to release. Even though this is a new moon, we have a lot of Pluto energy, so it's about releasing. And a lot of emotions. So releasing emotions. What do you want to release so that you can really claim something new? And write it in the sand as the water goes out. And when the water comes back in, as you exhale, that water just washes that clear, letting it go, dissolving it. Maybe it's resentment. Maybe it's anger. Maybe it's disappointment. Whatever it is, write it in the sand. Let's do it again. 2 more times. Write it in the sand. Letting go. Breathing in. And breathing out, letting go. One more time. I know that there's a lot of transitions with relationships and maybe there's old squabbles with people or relationships that aren't working anymore. You can write the name of the person in the sand or the issue that you're struggling with. Breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Water like Neptune, dissolving it all, letting it go. So that we have fresh canvas, fresh space for our new beginnings, this new moon. Whatever you've been holding that is blocking the path forward, I invite you to let it go or to surrender it to God. Surrender prayer sounds like this. I surrender this matter to you. I release it for the highest good for me and for all. Free me of this now. Thank you. Amen. And in this space, imagining ourselves at the beach. You're at your favorite beach, toes in the sand. And I want you now to imagine it's a sunrise. A new day, just like this new moon. New possibilities. New intentions. A new call to be more of who you truly are. An invitation to nurture your soul, to nurture your potential, to activate your own unique way of being, your true, authentic self. Celebrate that. Celebrate the space opening now. And now I invite you to just imagine yourself on the beach, feeling empowered by this new moon, feeling empowered, embodied in your new possibilities as if they're happening right now. What is different? What are the new beliefs that you want to empower to support your new vision, your new beginning? The more you activate it by visualizing it, calling it in, visioning, affirming it, praying, actually giving thanks in advance for this happening, the more you'll be able to integrate it and embody it. So I invite you just to feel into these possibilities and write down the intentions that come for this new beginning. And open your eyes whenever you're ready and come on back. And if you care to put your intentions in the comments, I'd love that. And anything you took away from this video, please do comment. I love your comments. Subscribe if you haven't. Go watch the previous video. Wow, I went 40 minutes. Okay, I lost track of time. Go back to the new moon video, watch it. I mean, it's for the next 3 days, but whenever needed. And listen to the end of that video for a special invitation, a special opportunity. All right. So grateful for Megan being with me and all of you who are watching another time. I just really want to send you so much love and many blessings for all that you desire and all the possibilities that are within you, that Creator put within you. And if you need help activating them, reach out to me through my website at victoriajazwick.com. I'll also put that in the description after this video is up and running. And yeah, I think that's it. Just take good care of you. Let me know how you're doing. All right, until next time, take good care. Bye.